Shalom. First and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shai Bahashem Wakar Kadash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh, and His unbegotten Son Bahashem, in the name of Hamashiach Yahweh Shai. Those are the true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew, the Lashon Dash, the Holy Tongue, and I say Barakatham to the elders and apostles with Akim, with Akwaf, and I say Shalom. And this is a sit-down lesson that I want to bring out of the prophecy updates as of June the 18th, 2026, on this Thursday noon. And it's from RT.com. You know, as we've been seeing, tensions really been heating up between Russia and Ukraine. It says Ukraine launched 200 drones, almost 200 drones at Moscow, because I believe Russia is going to respond back to that airstrike, that drone strike that Ukraine did, you know, at Moscow, because tensions been heating up between Russia and Ukraine ever since that operation of Russia did in 2022. So ever since then, tensions been heating up ever since then with the Russia-Ukraine situation. It says, and this is a news article of RT.com, as the lines between Russia and Ukraine is continuing. The lines between Russia and Belarus, I want to mention that. Yep, the economical alliance and military alliance between Belarus and Russia been increasing. And then you've been having
Yeah, that's right. That's where you came from. You talking to them.
yeah.
Where you came from? Oh, yeah. They trying to put their fingers up there. Crazy one over there.
Huh? Oh, this one. Oh,
Man, put that shit up there. I'm talking that red coat. He got pink.
Hello, Moto.
Put that button in that button there.
Yeah, this is a news article that I want to bring out with the tension between Russia and Ukraine. And it says Zelensko, which is the president of Belarus, it says warns of a war provocation after a drone strike. It says a UAV truck struck a bus in Russia carrying a Belarusian school team and unalive one. It says a deadly drone strike on a bus in Russia carrying a children's soccer team from Belarus was a provocation intending to push Minsk to directly involve itself in Ukraine conflict. Belarusian president said the attack on Russia's Bryansk region unalived the wife of a Belarusian school soccer team coach who was accompanying the young athletes to Russia seaside resort. 8 others were injured, including 6 minors. Speaking to the senior military officials Thursday, Zelensko warns that the war at our borders, pointing at various provocations and directly breach of agreements. He condemned the behavior of certain states, citing that the Ukrainian drone strike on the vocational college dormitory in Starvik, Russia, that unalived 21 people during a nighttime raid, almost attempting to drag Belarus into the war. He warned, we will have to pay dearly for that. Khabib denied responsibilities for both the incidents. Lukashenko stated that he knew for certain that drones that hit the bus was a Ukrainian origin. He dismissed the suggestions that the aircraft that had been acquired by a Slovakia. It says the Ukrainians said they did not strike the Bryansk region at this time, but the driver said was personally and the witness properly conformed to his investigators saw that not one drone, but several, he said, were circling and buzzing over the bus. The Belarusian leader said, "We need the truth," and expected Ukrainian civilians, military officials to provide truth. So, like, for a second. Slovakia. Yep, it says later in the day, the Belarusians foreign minister reported that a formal protest in Lviv was described a monstrous crime, an inhumane act of T-word that cannot justification of misdemanding through the investigation and the accountable for the people responsible for the attack. It says Russia officials has described the Bryansk region drone attack as the latest of long series of attacks carried out by Ukrainian government. Moscow has accused countries that fund the Kyiv war and efforts to provide components for long-range drones, ignoring Ukrainian strikes that unalive civilians that cannot mirror incidents. This is the book of Ezekiel. Yep, Ezekiel 38th chapter is definitely in full effect, especially with this Russia-Ukraine situation intensifying. Now they're trying to drag in Belarus into the war. This is Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 4. It says, "And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horsemen, all of them clothed for all sorts of armor, even a great couple of shields, all of them hand swords." Right, so the tension between Russia and Ukraine is going to heat back up. That's why the Heavenly Father putting the hooks and back jaws on these Russians. That's why the tension between Russia and Ukraine is only going to intensify now after this bus incident. But you had some Belarusian kids and some Belarusian teacher was, because I think they had some type of field trip. They was aiding the Russian students and the Belarusian students. They was heading towards Moscow on the field trip. And then the drones from Ukraine had injured, I think, unalive one and injured dozens. And they targeted that bus where Belarusian kids was in it. Because keep this in mind, because you got Belarus and Russia, they are allies. Now with this incident that Belarus and Moscow blaming Ukraine on, and they try to deny that part.
Yeah, so I was getting mine on one for the screen there pretty good.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he told me, he gave me $5.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the thing we cool. Yeah, this is now. I said, y'all need a better one. And I told him I'll be back.
Yeah.
And then he stuck it right down and go, boy, pimp boy, he got like
Yes.
We brought it back.
Yeah, it just took him 2 days, yo.
Oh, I ain't taking you back on tomorrow.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This is Ezekiel. Yep, Ezekiel chapter 38 and verse 4. "And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. I will bring thee forth in all thy army, horsemen, all of them clothed for all sorts of armor, even a great couple of shields and having swords." So the Heavenly Father is going to put that spirit back into the Russians to be in that warlike mindset, because Russia represents the bear in Ezekiel 38th chapter. So you got Russia as allies with Belarus, because you've been having tensions been heating up between NATO versus Belarus, not Russia. Because about 3 weeks ago, you had that military exercise drill with Belarus and Russia versus the unending tension that they have against NATO. Yep, it says Lukashenko, which is the president of Belarus, warns of a war provocation after a Ukrainian drone attack. A UAV struck a bus in Russia carried a Belarusian school team that killed one person. Yeah, it says the Ukrainian launched almost 200 drones at Moscow. So this Russia-Ukraine situation is definitely heating up. So potentially, Belarus, they might get involved in this Russia-Ukraine situation. Yep, it says Ukraine launched almost 200 drones at Moscow. So the tension between Russia and Ukraine is definitely heating up. It says Russia envoy reveal plans for next generation BrahMos hypersonic missiles. Dennis Ali Pavlov, if I pronounce his name right, has said a small and faster versions of the weapons are in the works. Yeah, so that let you know Russia, they in that warlike mindset. Ezekiel the 38th chapter. So let me go to check out the Jerusalem Post. Yep, it says the IDF to remain in Lebanon as long as needed. Netanyahu vows as another IDF soldier unalive. It says Israel will not withdraw from southern Lebanon until security restored, Netanyahu has said. It says as Israeli source told the Jerusalem Post that the Israeli is conducting a stubborn negotiation with the United States on maintaining its deployment of troops in southern Lebanon. Right, because you're still going to have the Israel Defense Force still going against the pro-Iranian groups, which is Hezbollah. Because they still going to continue to occupy the southern part of Lebanon, which is occupied them. You know, that lets you know a cross-border conflict still only going to heat up over there in that region. And it goes into that Matthew 24th chapter, verse 6, you know, wars and rumors of wars. It says, J.D. Vance says, Israel should not attack its own powerful ally, left, must abide by peace in Lebanon. They're not going to abide. They're not going to abide in that. Hey, just like Benjamin Netanyahu says, hey, we're going to continue to have our soldiers still occupying the West Bank. Over there in Lebanon. You know, the Lebanon. This is the book of Matthew, 24th chapter. Yeah, I'm going to start at verse 7. This is the book of Matthew, 24 and verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Just like Yahushua spoke about this 2,000 years ago, because he spoke to the disciples at Mount Olives about these signs that are going to occur, and that's what we're seeing. I'm going to go up a verse. Matthew 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. Right, that's we're hearing wars and rumors of wars. You got the Russia-Ukraine situation. Now you got Belarus potentially might join in this war after this incident occurred yesterday. Moscow got hit by 200 drones. And then you had the Israel Defense Force. Then you got it was some Belarusians kid and a teacher was on a school bus that was heading towards Moscow, potentially of a field trip. And then Ukraine has launched some 200 drones that hit a bus that unalived one person and injured dozens. That was our Belarusian kids. And then the president of Belarus, he said he might look at that as a provocation of a war. So that lets you know that potentially might drag them into the war with the Russian-Ukraine situation going on. This is Matthew 24 verse 6. It says, ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
Hey, Bert,
Yeah.
he was like McDonald's. He's like, whoa, you gotta go across with that little burger.
Oh, somebody was going past down the screen.
Yeah, you know, you buy them 2 for $5 for the money might be cold. Shit, they might be over there.
Right.
This shit, them folks make some money, they gonna make it.
Sure is.
He read him fall asleep on break. He used to be way down the street.
Mm-hmm.
He else to go, y'all was a little busy too.
Yeah.
We used to stay on over the next block right after Sable Block.
Yeah.
That building's still there.
Still there.
Ain't no more 2 blocks to walk on.
Yeah.
You go put my little one up. I got something on the radio.
Yeah.
I got that car Sunday to the trip on.
Right. Right. Yep.
I may have to get my room down there because they don't have one.
Right.
And I got plenty of time now to give them that week. I go to get a cake at 30.
Yeah.
What did you want?
Sports stuff.
Yeah, let me go take my milk. I took the room.
Oh, okay.
I'm finally getting some room in that.
Yeah.
It's something out the way.
Right. This is Salaki for that. Matthews 24 and verse 7. For nation shall rise against nation, right? Russia versus Ukraine. Belarus will wrestle together versus NATO versus Ukraine versus European Union. That's what you call wars, rumors of wars, nation against nation. For nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. There shall be famines and pestilence, earthquakes in diverse places, right along with that. And this is the Gospel of Luke 20, verse 25, and I'm going to close it out. It says, there shall be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars, and upon the earth the distress of nations will perplex sea rich warring. Right, so that's what we're saying that Yahushua spoke about. The nations are in perplexity, continuously increasing. Uncertainty among the nations. You see a nation against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Judgments are taking place right along with it. So we're going to be seeing the signs of the sun, the moon, stars as well too. And upon the earth the distress of nations will perplex sea rich warring. So hopefully this was an edifying prophecy update as of June the 18th, 2026. Yeah, June the 18th, 2026 on this Thursday noon. So with that, I would like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'ashem, Wakar Kadash, and the Heavenly Father. True name is Yahweh and His unbegotten Son. Bahashem, in the name of Hamashiach, Yahweh Shai. Those are their true names in the ancient Paleo Hebrew. Balashkodash holy tongue, and I say Barakatham to the elders and apostles, Ba'akia Ma'akwa, to the next time, say Kum Yasharallah and the Baba Ball, Shalom.